Everybody get ready because things are about to get wild for crypto. And I'm being serious here. There is something happening today that could change the entire future of crypto. And the thing is, many people are not even realizing it yet. And it has to do with another massive crypto lawsuit, a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit in the crypto space that could be filed as early as tomorrow. Or no, actually it's officially now today that this lawsuit will probably be filed. And so we have got to talk about it. But also guys, right now there's something really crazy happening with Kraken. Apparently the FBI searched their freaking home from the CEO. It's absolutely wild, a crazy story. At the same time, the FUD with Binance, now that we're talking about exchanges anyway, is absolutely sky high. And we've got some interesting comments from CZ and also some interesting inflows. But at the same time, there's so much additional stuff I want to cover just quickly in this video that I think you guys will appreciate. So if you guys enjoy these daily crypto videos, make sure you press that like button. And as always, you get absolutely nothing, but I'll be happy. So make sure you press that like button. First off, to stay true to the title, massive, crazy important lawsuit happening today. What could it be? Well, I've actually covered it for the most part already, but Winklevoss twins and Barry Silbert are having a massive discussion. This is the founder of Gemini, a massive crypto exchange, and the guys behind CoinDesk, which is a major crypto news website, the guys behind Grayscale, which are all basically under one digital currency group, DCG. And the friction is here because Gemini used to have a product which was Earn, basically where you could get money for staking your coins, together with Genesis, which was for the most part, or actually fully, owned by this company, which was again owned by Barry Silbert. You can see this Genesis Trading here. That was basically their partner. Because the situation is as follows, right? They basically said, hey, it should be game over, basically. To the end, attached is a best and final offer. This proposal is fair and reasonable for everyone and represents the floor that creditors who are required to support a deal will accept. If you don't agree by this deal or to this deal, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, July 6th, we will proceed with the following next steps. Step number 1, the lawsuit will be filed July 7th. And hey, today is officially July 7th. And also together with that lawsuit, which on its own could just be absolutely massive, they have also stated this. They will also file a turnover motion. We will demand that the Genesis Special Committee fulfill their fiduciary duties by filing a turnover motion on or before July 7th that puts DCG into default and demands immediate payment of $630 million you owe to creditors and Earn users. You have to understand, this is all funds from crypto users who had their money staked up basically. So that could be $600 million that we're talking about here, which is only half of the entire amount owed. But the lawsuit and the implications and everything, I consider this a multi-billion-dollar problem that is trying to be solved right here. And once more, all of that could happen today. The lawsuit could literally be brought today because that's what he said. He gave them a deadline. They didn't respond. They got ghosted to the absolute oblivion. And so logically speaking, they should be filing a lawsuit today, so stick around for that as the crypto market can move significantly because of it. Little side note here before we move on. You might want to check out my other Instagram. It's called DustyBC Reels. It's because I'm trying not to post all the same type of things on my the DustyBC Instagram profile, so it doesn't get cluttered up with all this like small sort of news videos. But if you like short news updates on Instagram, you surely want to follow DustyBC Reels. It might help you out. Like I was saying, the FBI searched former Kraken CEO's home, says the New York Times. Apparently, the FBI searched the home of former Kraken CEO Jesse Powell. According to a report from New York Times, the search was part of an investigation into claims that Powell hacked and cyberstalked a nonprofit arts group. Because basically the nonprofit alleged that Powell interfered with his computer accounts, including blocking access to emails and other messages, according to people with the knowledge on the matter. But that's interesting. They really raided his house? That is absolutely insane. To move on, what's happening with Binance is also wild. In case you missed it, well, it's pretty hard to say what's real and what's not because of all this FUD. Binance strategy chief confirms he's leaving company amid reports of departures. Well, you can see CZ was not happy with everything because they're making CZ and Twitter look out to be like FTX. But is it really? CZ said, they keep trying to make us look like FTX, but we're not. And to all the FUD, which is basically people saying that this guy left because of Binance doing shady stuff, because of Binance doing this. Some people say, well, everybody's leaving. Some people say CZ did blah, blah, blah. CZ had this to say. The more FUD about some departures, yes, there is turnover at every company. But the reasons dreamed up by the news are completely wrong. As an organization that has grown from 30 to 8,000 people in 6 years, from zero to the world's largest crypto exchange in less than 5 months from founding, and held on to that position ever since, we've been able to protect our users at all times, and we've been extremely lucky to have some of the best talent the planet has to offer. As markets and the global environment for crypto changes, as our organization evolves, and as personal situations change, there is turnover at every single company. And we thank all of our ex-team members for their contribution to our growth, and we wish them all the best. We also congratulate our team members who have grown into these new roles. They are truly high caliber. We continue to build and continue to hire. And the point here is, people just keep saying things, but really, it's not that crazy. For example, an article was Binance General Counsel, Chief Strategy Officer, and SVP of Compliance all resigned in the same week. And CZ says, well, it's all false. Only one this week. They exaggerate everything, and that's pretty true. And even if they were to all quit, would it really be that weird if Binance is trying to shrink down a little bit? You know, cut the cost from, let's say they're spending $10 million a month on all these employees, maybe a little bit less, but let's just say that. And they want to cut it down to 5 million. Well, they're going to have to cut people, right? And talking about it, I just wanted to say, man, I still believe that we're in that part of the cycle where right now things are just cooking up. And let me quickly point it towards you. You can read right here, price trading below the 2-year moving average below the green has historically generated outsized returns and signaled bear cycle lows. Right now, we're still below the green, the 730-day moving average. That's all I just want to quickly say. Right now, we're still at an extremely low point. Realize that for just a second, and you're golden. If you just follow these trends, I personally think it's very, very hard to be wrong. And I know these are major moves, right? It might take you a year or two to get the perfect swing right here, but that does not matter. I personally think the same thing applies to all crypto. If you just buy every single time that is below these moving averages, below the average basically, you're bound to make money over a little bit of a longer term. I'm talking a year or two. If you're not making money, you're doing something wrong. I'm not talking about, hey, if you ever bought crypto, you'd be in profit right now, because that's objectively not true. What I am saying is, if you're buying the lows, if you're buying the dips, you're making money. It's that simple. I think anybody buying right now, today, right now, is going to be in a ton of profit in a couple of months. But hey, that's just my opinion. It's not financial advice. This is just my thoughts and my analysis. I think right now we're still at extremely low points. I cannot show you perfectly here. But again, that is just my thoughts. What is also interesting, after all this FUD, apparently $2 billion worth of inflows in just 24 hours on Binance after all that FUD, which is interesting. You could check the live stats over on DeFi Llama if you want, but that's pretty wild. Can you imagine? Oh, so much FUD. Oh, so much FUD. Binance is dead. And then they show up with all the money. Apparently some other interesting stuff was going on, though. Let me quickly put it into frame. Barnbridge DAO calls halt to all work on DeFi protocol amid SEC probe. Yes, the SEC is investigating more than you might imagine. They're not sitting down. No, they're looking into everything. If somebody ever did something wrong, the SEC might find it out. And again, you might think that, okay, but the SEC, no. The SEC will come. And let me add, please keep this in mind. The SEC right now has gotten away, and I want to go Vulsu mode for this. The SEC has gotten away with so ridiculously much, is the truth. But, as we all know, all those crazy things that are happening in the shadows right now will soon enough come to light. I just want you guys to realize that for just a second. Don't think that guys like Gary Gensler, Hinman, Jay Clayton are going to be getting away with this. No. All right, I'm personally, but I don't matter that much. But you guys everybody here is not going to let that slide. We're not going to let this get pushed under the rug. Every single person that acted with conflict of interest, I think will certainly be found out. Ow, my fingers. And even though there might be bigger plans at play, maybe Gary Gensler is just a little puppet for BlackRock or whatever, right? Like, for example, here, the BRICS nations eye new global currency, potential threat to the US dollar. Maybe they're doing all this with a bigger picture to save the US dollar. Maybe they're doing this all with a bigger idea. Just like how the macroeconomic is shifting so much that they have to think about the future a little bit deeper than it seems. I still think all these guys will be brought to justice, guys. I'm still standing for it. Again, today marks a big day because of what's starting. There's actually one more massive thing that I posted over on my Twitter already. Multi-chain phantom bridge exploited and drained of 126 million, which was pretty big news for today. And apparently the Aptos Twitter account was hacked, and you can read a little bit more about it over on my Twitter if you want to. But it's simple as that. 126 million was stolen from the multi-chain bridge. And again, like you can read, Aptos' Twitter account was hacked. So again, if you're still, seeing something from Aptos, just be careful with it. I think it's probably already good by now, but always just be careful, as very often whenever an account is hacked, they post like false airdrops and stuff like that. Be wary of it all. If it looks extremely out of the ordinary, make sure you question it and make sure you don't connect your MetaMask or whatever wallet. And if you're going to, try to always connect some smaller wallet or an empty wallet or whatever. I never, all right, this is one tip I will give you all. This is from DustyBC to you. I never connect a wallet with a lot of funds on there, unless you're buying something that requires a lot of funds. An airdrop. Why would you even need to connect an account that has money in it at all? If you do, then still don't use your biggest one. And you might say, well, but I only have one. Make two. Very simple. And you might say, well, but the more money I have, the more money I might get. Well, you're susceptible to risk then. The reason a lot of people don't stake all their Ethereum or not stake all their crypto is because of the inherent risk there. Even though the risk is small, there's still a risk. And so be careful. Even if you might not make the most amount of money by not staking everything, this way you might save yourself from a lot of harm. And the same thing applies to why you don't ever invest not 100% of all your money into something. It's because even though the risk is small, there's still a risk. And that's why, even though I'm personally convinced that XRP is going to win this lawsuit and crush absolutely everything, I don't have all my money in it because there's still a chance to lose. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Make sure you put that notification bell on in case something crazy happens. You want to be notified, right? What if something happens tomorrow that you need to know about? You want to be notified. Yeah, that's about it. See ya.